and I want to talk about the Batman 2, the Penguin, and all the stuff going on with WBD, Matt Reeves. Listen, it made it onto Bounding into Comics, and everyone's running with it like it's news that Matt Reeves and the Batman sequel and all of that sticking around. And I'm like, well, guys, it's actually not complicated just to follow the money, right? So I want to go through two stories. One that's from it's from a week ago, and then like kind of where we're at today with the Bounding in Comics article, because it's like a second interview. I don't know why Matt Reeves is making rounds, but he's made a couple of rounds. Maybe he's calling his shot. They're sending him out there a little bit ahead of the big announcement that they're going to meet later this month and whatever. We're going to find out what's actually going to happen. But here's the thing. This is an article. I'm going to pull up an article from January 11th. Matt Reeves. This is on Collider. It's an exclusive on Collider. It was picked up at the time by other folks, and it says, well, we still don't know exactly where they're going. The Matt Reeves Batverse is running full steam, because it says during an exclusive interview, talks about the sequel, and it says because Reeves become one of the most valuable assets at DC Studios. So after Warner Brother Discovery merger, the company still negotiated a multi-year contract. So he's not going anywhere. He was never not in play. That's their money. That's their commitment. Whereas the folks that are carried over from the Snyderverse, they probably had some buyouts. They're probably closer to the expiration dates on some of those contracts. It was easier money to sort of part way with. Reeves was newer to their I want to say franchise, but basically, The Batman was his first movie. They loved what he did. It made good money. I'm not sure that it's as profitable as people think it is. I don't know. I personally loved some of it and did not care for other parts of it. But he was signed. This is on August. There, we can go backwards and find the article. In August, he was signed to a multi-picture deal. He was locked in. So they signed him in. They locked him in. That's their money. Okay. And we scroll down in that article, we do find that the spinoff projects came right afterwards, right? They said they were going to focus on the Penguin, which I said was probably one of the better aspects of the film, was if we treat the Batman as like a year two, right? He's existed. He knows a little bit, but he's still very incompetent. It also is the precursor for Penguin. Like, he's an underboss. And then with the execution of Carmine Falcone, the Penguin now can rise and become the full-on mafioso. But it says, quote, Reeves said, we're very, very soon going to start shooting the Penguin with Colin Farrell, and that's super exciting. Like, it's a done deal, right? Colin Farrell has said, I read the first episode, which is so tasty, so unusual as the character was on the page, and what Matt Reeves kind of envisioned when he was thinking of this iteration of the Bang Up of Oz. So yeah, it'll be, I think, 6 or 8 hours, meaning it'll be so many episodes or whatever. There was also a comment about the Batverse again, talking about there are some other things we have planned to do. The Batverse of what we're doing has me very, very excited, very passionate about. I'm so excited. And Reeves just talked about developing Arkham Asylum, a Gotham City Police. These are the things that are kind of out there. I think that some of that stuff might be more in development, not necessarily as much as a done deal as the Batman sequel and the Penguin TV series. But the new article that everyone's about is over on Bounding. And it says, Matt Reeves hints the Batman universe will continue to coexist as a new DCU is forged by James Gunn. Yeah, no surprise. No surprise. And I would be surprised. I won't be surprised. I would like to see them either just keep moving forward with DC characters and just don't mess with the Batman. Leave one Batman, because I'm not sure the normies can handle multiple things. Like, I think it's just too much for them. People just don't care as much as us that are into it. But it says in a recent interview in Yahoo, the Batman's writer-director indicated the status quo has everyone gotten used to. Blah, blah, blah. We're going to have a sit down where we talk about what's going on and what the arcs of these two things are. Meaning, it's a multiverse. There's going to be merging. I don't know, but it sounds like there's a multiverse. There's two different things happening. There's the Batverse and there's everything else. He's excited to hear about what they're doing. We've talked a few times. I'm supposed to get together with him, James Gunn, and Peter Safran sometime this month. They've been working feverishly on what they're doing. I've been working hard with my partners on what we're doing, all our shows and stuff. So I almost feel like Matt Reeves is almost like a co-creator to Gunn in what they're developing and how they're going to try to lay everything on the table. That kind of makes sense. Batman is so big for them. I could see them having almost like a second. And Reeves really is kind of handed the keys a little bit. And that kind of does predate Gunn. So it'll be interesting to see how this kind of shakes out moving forward. It talks that article also talks about filming stuff being released next year for Penguin. I'm sorry, that's for Joker. Rather, I apologize for that stuff being released next year for Penguin. I'm sorry, that's for Joker. Rather, I apologize for that misspeak. So Todd Phillips is carrying on with Joker, which is the Arthur Fleck Joker, right? That sequel is coming with Lady Gaga. So, look, guys, we have to keep in mind where the money's going, how little cash they have. That was, I think, a large part of where some of these decisions came from. I will say I'm not shocked at all that there's multiple Batman films. I want to see year 5 Batman. I want to see kind of a time jump. So if the Penguin show can fill in a gap of like some of the stuff that's happening doesn't involve Batman directly, or he's sort of out there in Gotham doing things, but necessarily not on screen. That's kind of the best way to fill it. I got to be honest. Some of that kind of stuff is the good way. Then whenever we have the Batman 2, it's more like year 4, year 5. It's been a little bit. So now we see upgraded suits, upgraded tech. He's more skilled at what he's doing. He's learning and he's better at what he's doing. He's not a novice making silly decisions and stuff like that can all be cut out of it. And we can see something that's a better on-screen representation. Now, I could be completely wrong. But to think that Reeves, the Batman, Colin Farrell, all these things were going to go away. Colin Farrell is about ready to make big splash headlines for the Oscar run because of his role in The Banshees of Inisherin. There's no way they were going to let this guy get away. This is not going to happen. This guy's going to be one of the top commodities in Hollywood, and they've got him locked in to do Penguin. Guys, we have to understand the dynamics of how all of this works. The Batman and the Penguin are not going anywhere. That's just the fact. So there you go.